Hello to yet another video by Palmist Ankur. This is an important video. It's a bit longer. It will talk about finger length as well as finger shape. So let me first focus on the palm itself, and let's focus on the length of the fingers. So when one says length of the fingers, it's in proportion to the total hand, or you can say in proportion to the palm area. So this is the palm, and this is the finger length. So if one says short fingers or long fingers, it is of course in relation to the palm itself. So let's say three-fourths of, if a finger is around three-fourths of the palm area, the length of the finger, then you would say it's an average length of the finger. But shorter than that, it means short fingers, and longer than that, so three-fourths is, for example, around this much in this palm, in the case of this palm. If it's longer than that, then it's a long finger. So what do they indicate in general? What do they point to? Of course, as I have said earlier, things can contradict in the different other elements of the hand may contradict that, and so then probably that is not the conclusion that you should arrive at. But if everything points in the same direction, then you can be quite certain that that is what a person is like. So uh, here I marked it as the current of life. You can assume, you can just imagine as if from the fingertips onwards, towards down, the current of life is passing through. It's just, you just imagine. It's not, you don't have to take it literally, but just imagine like that. And so, for example, if they're long fingers, then this current of life is taking a longer time in reaching till the palm area, which is where the main action happens. So what it means is the person probably thinks more, or could be introspective, takes some time to process thought, is capable of more sophisticated abstract thought, and is probably concerned about more details, analysis, such a person, more analytical. Uh, Whereas if the fingers are short, then it's the opposite. You would say that the person is tends to be quick, looks at the macro picture rather than like tends to look at the macro picture rather than the details, and could also be impulsive. It depends on the finger shape, which I will come to later. So that's a brief overview of the finger length. Um, so just assume as if the current of life is passing through, and again, we continue assuming this to look at some of the types of fingers here. Sometimes some hands can have different types of fingers. One finger can be of some one type, and the other finger can be of other type. And some hands and all of the fingers may be of the same type. So when the tip of the finger is, for example, quite square, that is like this, or spatulate, yeah, you can say this is it's just like a chemist spatula, yeah, it has like broadened at the tip. Some fingers are like that. So you can say this person is quite practical. But the difference between the two I would say is that the square one is just a materialistic person, very materialistic with the square tips, and probably with a lot of practical skills. And coming back to finger length, short fingers can also indicate practical skills. So if it's short as well as square, very, very practical person, probably very materialistic as well. Whereas the spatulate tip is still a practical person, but probably more on the side of innovation, an explorer, an inventor, someone who applies their thought to invent something, to build something. Now a very conical tip, almost like pointed tapering at the end, is you will often find in artists. As you can imagine, the because the current of life passing through like this, so given that the tip is so thin, so you can consider it as an antenna. So it will immediately catch the reception from the surroundings and from the environment. So this is a more sensitive, more artistic kind of finger. Whereas now again, you think about that current of life which I talked about you. This is the also called in the palm by some palmists, the older palmists especially, as the philosophic hand. You will see sometimes the joints here are bulged, the phalanxes here. So what it means is that the current, when it, for example, is going through, then it is some like it goes through this slowly because of this bulge. Then again, it goes through here slowly because of the bulge. So this person likes to analyze things, process things slowly, can be a bit slow before rushing into action, not very impulsive at all. Whereas in this case, the pointed one, the current directly passes through this. Yeah, so is a very impulsive, could be an impulsive person. Depends on other factors in the hand. The thumb is again very important. I will have another video about thumb in detail. So this is about the finger joints, and this is about the palm. And always as remember this assumption, it will also help you in the palm. So just imagine as if the current of life is passing from the tips into the hand and finally towards the base. So this is a very key assumption when you read hands. So not just about finger length, but even in palm, for example, when you understand the palm and the markings and the lines, everything, yeah, it helps you in understanding that. Okay, thank you. It was a slightly longer video, but I hope it helps you to understand the hand better. There are a lot of details about fingers which I will come in further videos, including each of the fingers and their lengths with respect to each other. So a lot of details are still left, and several videos will be needed to cover those. But I will do it probably in some later videos. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. And please like, share, and subscribe.